This is the Paradigm Research Group press conference after the X Conference 2009 held at the Hilton Gaithersburg. It will be held again in April of 2010. I believe, as I've said publicly on many, many radio and television programs, that the Obama administration, through the nature of who they have appointed and other indications and other information I'm receiving, has made a decision to disclose the ET presence. But that is, of course, an assessment. They are certainly not saying anything. Right? However, the window of opportunity is very, very wide. We are encouraging the administration, which has dedicated itself to open and transparent government, to commit the ultimate act of openness and transparency, and to do it immediately before this truth embargo becomes its embargo, and it has to explain its reasons for delay at a critical time in the human race's, how would you say, development on multiple fronts. If it does not disclose by the end of May, this is not a threat, it's a threat. Well, threaten the United States government, they're heavily on. But the first 100 days plus 30, because I have to admit this gentleman came into a rather extensive array of very profound problems. So we're providing an additional 30 days. If disclosure is not taking place, PRG has a substantial network and quite a bit of documentary evidence connected to this, particularly politically, particularly to the Rockefeller Initiative and the administration, and we are going to be extensively putting that out to the media. And we're just going to make it as difficult on them as possible. We don't want to, but sometimes that's necessary. And finally, if they choose not to disclose by the end of May and wait, maybe they want June, maybe July, or whenever it's convenient, there is a very real possibility, I believe about 50-50, that another nation will in fact act preemptively, not preemptively, proactively on their own and disclose the extraterrestrial presence. And they will wake up and they will pick up the Washington Post or the Washington Times, and the headline will read, President Sarkozy of France today will tell the French people about the confirmation of an extraterrestrial presence and provide evidence from the French military files. And we will follow, and they will read. That's what's at issue today. I think it's a pretty big issue. We're getting a lot of calls for Dr. Mitchell to appear on some very fine shows. That may not be possible right away. He has some substantial demands on his time. But believe me, he wants to do those shows, and we will do everything we can to service those requests. But I hope those requests will keep coming in after this is maybe faded just a touch by the news cycle. I thank you so much for coming today. We look forward to perhaps another press conference, maybe after disclosure, in April of 2010. Thank you.